This is a banana, duct taped to a wall. It sold for $6.2 million. This is a urinal, turned upside down. Many art historians call it the most important artwork of the 20th century. This is a blank canvas. This is a pile of candy. This is literally just trash on the floor until a janitor threw it away, not realising it was supposed to be art worth thousands of dollars. And if you're thinking, my 5-year-old could do that, congratulations. You're having the exact same reaction people have had for over 100 years. But here's the thing, you're not wrong. Your kid probably could tape a banana to a wall, but they didn't, and that's the entire point. Let me explain why some of the dumbest art in history is actually genius, and why it makes people so angry. 1917, Marcel Duchamp buys a urinal, turns it upside down, signs it art mutt, and submits it to an art exhibition. They reject it immediately. Too offensive. Not real art. The original? Thrown away. But the idea changed art forever. Duchamp said, the artist doesn't have to make the object. The artist just has to choose it and declare it art. A mass-produced urinal becomes art by choice alone. This raised the question we're still fighting about. What makes something art? Skill? Beauty? Or just saying it's art? In 1999, Fountain was voted the most important artwork of the 20th century, and people are still furious. Because if a urinal can be art, what's stopping anything from being art? Let's talk about the phrase every modern artist has heard a million times. My kid could do that. Jackson Pollock splattered paint on canvas. Mark Rothko painted rectangles of colour. Cy Twombly made scribbles that looked like a toddler's crayon drawings. The reaction was immediate and fierce. This isn't art, it's a joke. I could do this in 5 minutes. My 5-year-old paints better than this. In the 1960s, a critic actually proved the point, or thought he did. He submitted a painting by his 1.5-year-old child under a fake name. An expert jury accepted it and praised it as abstract art. But here's what's fascinating. Psychological studies show that when people are shown abstract art alongside random scribbles by children or animals, they can tell the difference, even if they can't explain why, because Pollock wasn't just randomly splashing paint. His drip paintings have rhythm, balance, or intentional composition. Art historians describe intense, if unconventional, order and harmony. Rothko's colour blocks aren't random either. He spent months mixing specific shades to evoke specific emotions. People who stand in front of his paintings report feeling overwhelmed, moved to tears by pure colour. So yes, your kid could splash paint on canvas, but could they make deliberate choices about colour, composition, rhythm, emotional impact? Could they explain the concept behind it? Would anyone care if they did? Let's talk about the banana. In 2019, Italian artist Maurizio Cattelan duct-taped a banana to a wall at Art Basel, Miami, and called it Comedian. It sold for $120,000. Then another one sold, and another. 3 bananas, 3 buyers. Then performance artist David Datuna walked up and ate it. Just peeled it off the wall and ate it, because of course he did. Fast forward to 2024, a crypto entrepreneur bought Comedian at auction for $6.2 million. Not the banana rots and gets replaced. He bought the idea, the certificate, the permission to duct tape his own banana and call it a Cattelan. The internet exploded. This is everything wrong with modern art. This is a scam. The art world has lost its mind. But Cattelan himself explained, I was at an art fair thinking, if I go to an art fair, I can sell a banana like others sell their paintings. I'm just playing by the same rules. Comedian isn't about the banana, it's about the art market. It's satire. It's asking, what are you really buying when you buy art? The object, the idea, the status, the investment. So why? Why make art that looks simple, stupid, or offensive? The answer, because that's the point. Conceptual art actively challenges and interrogates what we previously took for granted about art. It's designed to make you uncomfortable, confused, angry. That's not a bug, it's a feature. For centuries, art was about technical skill, realistic painting, perfect sculpture, obvious beauty. Then photography came along and could capture reality instantly. So artists asked, what's the point of realistic painting now? They started exploring, what if art wasn't about beauty? What if it was about ideas, questions? What if the concept mattered more than the craftsmanship? But there's another reason abstract art exploded in popularity, one that most people don't know about. During the Cold War, the CIA secretly promoted abstract expressionism as propaganda. Think about it. The Soviets had socialist realism, rigid, controlled, propaganda art showing happy workers and heroic leaders. America needed a counter-narrative, so the CIA covertly funded exhibitions, magazines, and tours of abstract American art across Europe. The message was clear: look at our art, it's free, individualistic, experimental. This is what democracy looks like. They use front organisations like the Congress for cultural freedom to funnel money into promoting artists, and when museums couldn't afford to host exhibitions, mysterious foundation money would appear to cover costs. This only came to light decades later. Most of the artists themselves had no idea they were pawns in a cultural Cold War, but it helps explain why abstract art got such massive institutional support so quickly, and why regular people were confused. The art was being promoted from the top down, not organically from the bottom up, but that doesn't mean that art was bad. Frank Stella created geometric precision, then deliberately made messy, childlike splotches to explore the balance between organisation and chaos. It looks random. That's intentional. Composer John Cage created a piece that's literally silence. No notes, no sounds. The music is whatever ambient noise happens during the performance. It's about perception, not melody. And when you look at everything we've seen so far, it starts to make sense. You can hate it, you can love it, you can think it's brilliant satire, or you can think it's an insult to real artists. All of those reactions are valid, but here's what you can't do: you can't ignore it. Because whether you like it or not, conceptual art made you think about what art is, who decides, and what has value. So the next time you see something in a museum and think, my kid could do that, you're probably right. But ask yourself, would you have thought to do it? Would you have had the courage to call it art? Would anyone have cared if you did? Because that's the difference. Not skill, not beauty, but the audacity to ask, what if this is art? And the ability to make the world pay attention to your answer. Modern art isn't about making things that look hard to make. It's about making you question what art even means. And if you're angry about that, congratulations, you're part of the conversation.